on a glorious spring day in May 2018. Meghan Markle married Prince Harry in what many saw as the dream wedding.
The image was of an absolute fairy tale wedding. I mean, it went perfectly. The bride was resplendent in that beautiful gown, in pure white with that exquisite veil.
It was like a film set, and it was quite breathtaking.
I think Meghan is a breath of fresh air and can do a lot to modernise the royal family. And also, being a biracial woman, that's very important.
The guest list reflected American actress Meghan's own mixed-race background.
It was the first time I'd seen such a mixture of ethnicities at any royal wedding before. The royal wedding signified hopefully a change towards not completely doing away with the past, but at least doing away with things that are not conducive to modern life and modern living.
At the end of the royal wedding, a black woman came up to me and she said to me, "We've got a sister in the palace." And I thought, that's going to change her view of the royal family forever.
With around 2 billion people watching worldwide, Meghan was seen as a modernising influence on the House of Windsor, and the wedding confirmed them as our new favourite royal couple. Seven years earlier, William and Kate's marriage had also captivated the nation. Commoner Kate was also seen as the new blood the royal family desperately needed. Robert Jobson has been reporting on the royals for more than 25 years.
She's done a brilliant job. She hasn't really ever put a foot wrong. She looks immaculate, she works tirelessly for her charities, and she supports the monarchy and Prince William impeccably.
Before Meghan and Harry's wedding, the two couples were already seen as the future of the monarchy and nicknamed the Fab Four.
Fab Four was coined by the media just after William, Kate, Meghan and Harry attended their first forum for the Royal Foundation. It was the first engagement that they had done as a foursome, and so, you know, this title, the Fab Four, was born.
Catherine, Harry and I are delighted to be here this morning, and we're particularly happy to be in our first Royal Foundation event with Meghan. Today...
This was the new monarchy. They're young, they're attractive. It's just a great advert for the royals, who we often think of as fusty and old-fashioned and, you know, too steeped in tradition.
Look, you know, we're stuck together for the rest of our lives, so...
This is true. Togetherness at its
Togetherness,
finest.
yeah.
The Fab Four were not only raising awareness for important causes, but boosting the royal family's popularity. Meghan and Harry's pre-wedding tour around the UK was a massive success, drawing big crowds. But just a few months later, after the fairy tale wedding, came the inevitable media backlash. Late last year, stories started to surface that all was not well. The two couples were now being pitted against each other, no longer a unit, and the finger of blame in the papers was pointed firmly at the new Duchess of Sussex.
It's certainly been the case that Meghan had an incredible run of 6 months in the media where she could do no wrong, and then some of the flaws started being uncovered. Some of the behind-the-scenes details started to leak out.
Newspaper headlines claimed a rift had developed between Meghan and Kate. One story claimed just before the wedding, Meghan brought Kate to tears at a bridesmaid dress fitting for her 3-year-old daughter, Princess Charlotte.
It's true to say that someone did see Catherine upset after a bridesmaid's dress fitting.
Kate had just given birth to Prince Louis, so maybe she was a little bit emotional, but whatever the thing was, the future Queen of England was in tears over what Meghan had said to her.
Meghan, if she did have a weak bridezilla moment, she wouldn't be the first bride to have experienced that. She was also planning a wedding that the entire globe was going to be tuning into.
I think Kate would very definitely be threatened by Meghan's presence and her appearance on the royal scene. I do think if you had been the top dog, if you had been the young, gorgeous girl that everyone had been photographing for the last 2 or 3 or 4 years, and you know, all your works had been highlighted, everything you've done, you might be a little bit put out when this gorgeous American Hollywood star arrives on the scene.
6 months after their fairy tale wedding at Windsor Castle, the new Duke and Duchess of Sussex embarked on their first overseas royal tour, taking in Australia, New Zealand, Tonga, and Fiji.
There's nothing like a royal tour to really throw you in at the deep end, and it doesn't matter how prepared you are. Given Meghan is so new to the job, she excelled in every possible way.
Ulavanaka. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
It was during the royal tour that Meghan and Harry announced they were expecting their first child.
There was a tide of goodwill towards the couple, you know, who were still riding on the crest of that very happy royal wedding wave.
Myself and my wife we are so grateful to be here. We bring blessings from my grandmother.
For over 1,000 years, the royal family has been a largely Caucasian institution. So Meghan really does represent the multicultural society that the UK is today. And of course, their baby is going to be the first biracial baby born into the royal family.
But when the couple returned to Britain, they had to face the press reports of a growing rift between Meghan and her sister-in-law, Kate.
Harry and Meghan had an incredibly successful tour to the South Pacific, and then suddenly, boom, they get back, and Kate and Meghan hate each other. It was extraordinary how fast this happened.
In late November came an unexpected announcement, which increased speculation about the feud. Harry and Meghan would be moving out of their home in the grounds of Kensington Palace, where William and Kate also live, to Frogmore Cottage on the Windsor estate. To many, it felt like a much bigger deal, the newlyweds simply finding a new home.
I think, in many ways, for Harry, who has spent his entire lifetime in William's shadow, the idea that he wants to sort of break free of that, to be his own prince, to be his own person. Why should he live in William's pocket? And so the idea that the Fab Four were actually going to be splitting up actually suggested that the Fab Four weren't that fabulous.
But some royal commentators think Meghan and Harry's decision to leave Kensington Palace was motivated more by impending parenthood than the rumoured rift.
Now you're making new babies, new families for yourself. It would probably be healthier to have a bit of space.
Harry is obsessed with privacy, and he's seen what's happened to William's children. Every time they go out into the park outside Kensington Palace, someone takes a snap of them.